Hello, hello, and welcome. Today I'm telling a story of genius and ingenuity and of an idiot. And that idiot is me. Basically, the male Barbie doll, just without the good looks. Definitely with the abs. I've got the abs just, like hidden, not like the hair or like the skin. Whatever. Point, my point is, I am an idiot, and let me tell you a story of like the very depths of my idiocracy. Idiocracy is not a word, but I have created it or I have stolen it from the movie Idiocracy. Whatever, let us begin. I have a dog, if you haven't noticed. If you haven't noticed, you're dumb and you need your eyes checked out. I have a beautiful, lovely, sweet dog. And the good thing about having a dog is she's cute. The bad thing about having a dog is you have to spend 2 hours walking her every single day and you will never get a lion for the rest of your life. Unless you know how to train your dog, but like that's not me, so let's not live in that or let's live in the real world where that is not a reality. My point is, every single day I go for a walk twice a day, which is great. It means I actually do exercise, and it means I actually get out of my room, which is, like sometimes very difficult, and because I'm a lazy asshole. But the point is that I go for 2 walks every single day, which may seem like a fine thing, it may seem natural, but again, I have said this before and I will say it many times. I'll repeat it over and over until I get it into my head. I am an idiot. And as idiots do, I was walking my dog. Okay, that's not the idiot part, but let me get to it. Let me get to it. Do not rush me. I am an idiot. Okay. So I'm walking the dog, and I get to the park, and there are tons of dogs. There's 4 or 5. They start chasing each other in circles, but 3 minutes later, these dogs and their owners decide to go, which is annoying because it's the easiest way to exercise her. It's the easiest way to tire her out because if she's not tired, she's going to hound me throughout the house. She's going to not let me work. She's going to jump up on my lap. She's going to chew my ankle. She's going to chew my wrist. So I want to exercise her, but there's no dogs. And so I do the normal thing, which is run around the park like I'm a little kid chasing pigeons. I have like a little football that I play with her. But it starts raining. Starts raining, and the only what I'm wearing is a t-shirt and like this waterproof coat that isn't actually waterproof. It looks like it's waterproof and it says that it's waterproof, but it's not waterproof. And so I'm soaked to the bone, but I'm out there. I'm out there fighting the good fight for my dog. So I care about my dog and I care about working. And I know that I'm not going to get any work done unless she's been exercised. So I'm out there like cold and miserable. And when I eventually decide to leave, or eventually like I managed to force my dog into leaving. I'm walking home and I just want to eat because I hadn't had lunch and it's like 6 o'clock and it's almost dinner time and I hadn't had lunch. And I'm starving, and I get to the front door and I get out my keys to open the front door. But of course, and here is where the ditzy blonde comes in the story. I don't have my keys. And this has happened before. There have been plenty of times in my life where I have lost my keys. In fact, one time, or not one time, not one time, unfortunately, there was a period, or not a period, there was like this week where I lost my keys twice, twice in a single week. And the first time I had to like get a locksman to open the door, and the second time, luckily, I'd already had that mistake, and so I had a spare key. In fact, there was another time in London when I was living in London where I lost. I think I must have forgotten my key, and the only way I could get into my house was to knock on a neighbor's door and to climb through their garden into somebody else's garden into my garden, and then using a table tennis table as like a ladder, climb up, crawl through the back window to get in. Um, all the while, my dog's sitting by the door, like feeling sorry for herself. Anyway, the same happened today, except the problem was all the doors were locked, all the windows were locked, nothing was open. It was raining, it was pouring, it was disgusting. But I live with my mum, and she has this key, which sounds like it's a good thing, but it just so happens that she wasn't in. And she wasn't at work. Because if it was work, I could just wait it out and she'd get back. Nope, she was on holiday. And she is on holiday, and she has been on holiday for the last 3 days and will be for the next week. So how? So look, how did I get in the house? Well, we'll come to that. Don't you worry. So I go around the back of the house. I I desperately try and yank the door handle to try and open it. Of course, it doesn't open. If it were that easy, it wouldn't be a story worth telling. And it's still pouring with rain, and so me and the dog hide in the shed. In like this little cramped shed that I can't even stand up properly in, that has like bikes and weird ass tools. I pull out my phone. I don't know about your phone, but for my phone, it has this weird thing where as soon as it gets to 2% charge, it suddenly lasts for like half an hour. So going from 3% to 2% lasts like 5 minutes, but 2% lasts half an hour. But just as I turn on my phone, it goes from 2% to 1%. I quickly go on to my text messages and then it dies. The 1% doesn't even last 20 seconds and it dies. So what do I do? And this is where the genius nature of my genius nature comes in. That doesn't make sense. Neither does my plan. So I come up with two plans. Like the first plan is a very simple plan, the obvious plan, break the locks with like or break the window with a brick. I don't want to go for this option because one, it's going to cost a lot of money to repair. Two, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble. Three, the neighbors are probably going to call the police. So I think maybe let's leave this plan alone for now. We can come back to it later. Next plan is um I go to the neighbors. I beg. I'm at this point like I'm soaking wet. My hair is dripping. I look like a complete mess. So hopefully the neighbors recognize me and they don't think I'm homeless. They don't think I'm like some stray murderer. They think I'm, they recognize me and they'll feel sorry for me. That's the plan, and hopefully they'll lend me like a phone charger, and I can ring a locksmith, and they can break into my home and then overcharge me like 300 or 400 pounds. Locksmiths are so expensive, so expensive. Um, the last the last time I used a locksmith, I paid £200, and he took out the lock, but he didn't even replace it, and so I lived without a lock for like a week. Um, so that was not ideal. But that seemed like the best plan at the time. But I had one more little trick up my sleeves. You see, we have a letterbox, which I think most people have letterboxes, but we have like it's a good like 2 inch letterbox, and we have the sort of lock that you can switch, just like click, well not click, but like you just pull it. Like it doesn't require too much effort from the inside. And so I grab a bunch of random ass tools from my shed. I grab like a piece of wood. I grab like the handle to a rake. I grab like tongs. And I grab an axe. This axe right here. And I go round to the front. My dog is in tow. And like she's such a good dog. Like I've taken off her lead and she still follows me on the street. Oh, she's such a cute, beautiful, wonderful dog. Um but she is feeling miserable and like she clearly wants to get in and then she doesn't understand why she can't get in and she's hungry and she just wants to lie in a basket and eat some food in the warmth of the house. But okay. So what I do is I take the piece of wood first and I try and reach around, but like the door, so like the letterbox is here, and so if I'm reaching round the letterbox, like the wood doesn't even go close. So I give up on that quite quickly. And I know none of the other things are going to work because they require like a bend, which is where the axe comes in. The axe has a bend. I can push the axe through the letterbox, holding like the blade. I can push it through, and I start trying to hit like the handle of the door from here. So the letterbox is like here. I'm just like holding just the tip, just using like, and I have really weak wrists. I have like wrist splints around here somewhere, and most times most of the time when you see me streaming, I have wrist splints on both wrists because I have carpal tunnel and I have like chilblains and I have like very little strength in my wrists or my fingers. And so I'm just trying to which this is like the most awkward angle to get at. And like I have no idea if it's even close to the handle, but like suddenly I hear a click. And of course, it doesn't open straight away. I'm not going to get it on the first try, but I hear a click and I know I've hit it. And I know that if I keep hitting it, eventually it's going to open. And so I hit it again. And I hit it again. And eventually I hit it with like the right angle or the right placement, the right place. And the door just jolts open using a freaking axe. I broke into my own home with an axe, which makes no sense. To be honest, it kind of scares me just how easy it was to break into my own home. And nobody noticed anything. Nobody in the next door, none of the neighbors. I live on a busy street. I live on a street where at the time, there were probably like some kids or parents rushing home with their kids from a school. There's literally a school like 2 houses down. Like, it's such a busy neighborhood. Nobody noticed me breaking into my own home with an axe. Um, but yeah, is it? Am I an idiot? Am I a genius? I don't know. But if you ever get locked outside of your house, make sure you have an axe. Um, I don't know if there's a moral to this story. I found it amusing. Maybe it's not amusing, but I feel very proud of myself. This is probably the last YouTube video I'm gonna make on this channel. I am gonna start doing some coding videos. I will link my new coding channel in the description. Thank you for watching if you've actually watched, and feel free to buy an axe on my merch website. Okay, that was a joke, but anyway, have a lovely day. Bye bye.